I don't know how to work with this format. I'm used to writing a script, recording some voice lines, editing them over clips, not having my face, talk to a camera and improvise for however long this is going to take, and trying desperately not to look at my own image next to the camera. It feels like a class presentation, honestly, and I'm incredibly nervous. I've been stressed this whole day because I'm going to have to film this eventually, and I hate it. This is worse than a live stream. I have to get information and transport it into the viewer, which is horrifying. It's terrifying. So I'm going to treat this like I'm talking to a friend, right? This is a video log. And what I'm going to be talking about in this video is a reflection on my 5-year long now YouTube career. I'm really breaking down. This is bizarre. I've got some notes. I haven't got a script. I've got some notes of what I'm going to be talking about, but I already basically know what I'm going to talk about. Most of this is just going to be me riffing, going off on tangents, improvising. I've seen a lot of YouTube content recently, which is, I think it's a trend of people just talking to the camera, not editing, and seeing where the hell they end up, seeing what the hell they end up talking about. But I'm going to try and keep it on the theme of, I've had 5 years on YouTube now. This is my retrospective. Now, you might think, what the hell do you mean 5 years on YouTube? This channel's, it says this channel had been created in 2023. You uploaded your first video in March 2024. That wasn't 5 years ago, that was 2 years ago. In due time, you will learn. Actually, my first video, proper video on YouTube, was uploaded on the 8th of April 2021. Wasn't a very exciting video, but it was the start of something massive. So let me take you back to February of 2021. I am staying up late, scrolling on YouTube, and I've always had a massive fascination, not a massive fascination, but I've always had little periodical fixations from time to time with the Titanic. Now, you probably know someone who's obsessed with the Titanic. It's an incredibly fascinating story, and I was about to learn that if you want to retain an audience, if you want to retain a circle of a community of viewership, then it's probably best if you make your content about the same one theme, about the same thing, and you vary every video from topic to topic, but you stay along the same kind of theme, which ironically isn't what I'm doing now. I make videos about whatever the hell I like. But February 2021, I believe it was around Valentine's Day. I have a weird memory when it comes to dates. Scrolling YouTube, and I think I saw a video about the Titanic that interested me, and it was by a guy called Historic Travels. This is a very nice creator. He's a cool guy. And in late 2020, he started making videos about the Titanic, which had been an interest of his entire life. And yeah, it turns out if you center your YouTube channel around one subject, but just vary the topic from video to video, you basically have an infinite content source. And you can retain a certain viewership for as long as you like. And that viewership's going to keep growing. I discovered his channel when he had about 1,000 subscribers, about 500 to 1,000. Now I think he has over 100,000. So there you go. I mean, that's just proof that that tactic works. So yeah, because he had only around 1,000 subscribers. He had a community, but it was kind of a relatively small community. He did live streams from time to time. I would join these live streams in early to mid 2021. In one of his videos, he shouted out a fellow content creator who did the same kind of thing. I started I started joining this other content creators' live streams, and kind of around this one big creator who was much older than us. We were like 14, 15 at the time. You know, we were just young people on YouTube wanting to make content, despite how crap it was going to end up. So out of that, kind of amassed a small community of creators who basically wanted to do the same thing, make videos about these old ocean liners and keep going, even if we were all copies of each other. After joining this other creator's live streams from time to time in about March or April 2021, I decided to make some content of my own about the same topic. Before that, I got some pictures of the Titanic, got some pictures of some other ships related, and I colorized them, literally using an app on my phone, and I sent them to Sam, Historic Travels, on Discord, and he said these were amazing. I might feature you in the video. I might interview you for my video. How did you create these colorizations? And I didn't want to tell him, oh, it's literally just a fucking app. So I made up something. I didn't end up being interviewed for his video, but I decided to create what I didn't know at the time was a YouTube short, because YouTube shorts were new. I don't think they were called YouTube shorts until a bit later. I've no idea when they were actually introduced. So it was basically just a slideshow of these colorized photos that I had created, released on the 8th of April 2021. I then decided to do a series of videos about another ship, which is kind of less famous than Titanic. It's called the Lusitania. It's its own different story. I created a series of videos under the name of Hux Studios. It's the beginning of the Hux Studios era of mid-2021. These videos were about the same topic, but they were shitty. They were very shitty videos. I've got on my notes they're crappy, awful videos, didn't last long, because I was too scared to show my own voice. Look at me now. I'm obviously confident enough now to show my voice and my face. Unedited, for the most part. So there were slideshows of photos and text. I might even put a clip of one of the videos in here. I might not. I might be way too embarrassed to do that, which is fair enough, because I really would rather nobody see those. I think I knew these videos were crap. I think I got the piss taken out of me for these a little bit by a couple of people, and I thought, I mean, Jesus Christ, if my friends found out I did YouTube and they found out I did really crappy, shitty YouTube videos that were incredibly low quality, awful, didn't use my voice, just used text, I would want to die. So I got rid of those videos, got rid of the branding, came back a few months later because I still wanted to make content, but I didn't know exactly what my main topic would be about. Turns out later I would discover this would be a trap. Turns out I just wanted to make content about whatever the hell I wanted, not a specific topic. I was inspired by a YouTube channel that I had been watching for a few years at this point called Adam Martin. I still watch his content. I think he's a great guy. I've interviewed him. I've talked with him several times. I was a member of his channel. He does videos about like media, particularly mostly British television history, British TV presentation, which is a subject which I had another hyperfixation on and have for a long time. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna be another one of those. I'm gonna be a copy of all the other channels who do videos about TV presentation, TV history, media in general. And I came back as Hux Media. This would last a lot longer than the other channel. for the latter part of 2021, I didn't make much gains in terms of subscribers or success or views or anything, but I think I preferred the content that I put out at that time. But what I felt I was really missing was a kind of sense of community that I had from these days. So I wanted a sense of community which were interested in the whole British TV media landscape thing that I had decided to center my content on at this point. I didn't see much success on that channel until around the summer of 2022. In the summer of 2022, I decided to make one video every 3 days, which surprisingly I don't think burnt me out much. The reason why is because I was a bit of a sad cunt and I didn't have much of a social life, which means I had all this time to create YouTube videos about these topics, which weren't very long, about 7 minutes. I was able to create one of those every 3 days. I could have, if I really put in the effort, I could have done one every 2 days or every 1 day, possibly. I don't know. I had done a couple of live streams at that point, not to much success because I didn't have overwhelmingly loads of subscribers. But by the end of 2022, some of my videos gained quite a few views. Well, quite a few, I mean like thousands of views. And I had gained quite a few subscribers. I think I've reached about 600 subscribers, which doesn't sound like loads, but it was loads. I mean, it's loads compared to this channel even, by the end of 2022. So how long? We're like a year and a half in. I finally got that community, I had my own Discord server of people who like my content, and I became massive friends with these people. I had loads of subscribers. I came back in the new year, 2023, to create new videos on a weekly basis. Early 2023, yeah, I have my notes here. It dipped a bit. I didn't gain as many views, didn't gain as many subscribers, but it kind of lingered around the same area. I kind of, everything kind of stayed the same. I was still very successful. I was doing well, but I had to take a break in 2023 because I was doing my GCSEs at that point. I was 16 years old, I was doing my GCSEs, I had to revise and study for them, and that meant I had to take a break. Funny how I didn't do them last year for my A-levels though. I guess because I'm making much less content. I realised I'm looking at myself now, I need to look at the camera, I'm not used to this. So, I took a break. In the meantime, me and my pals that followed my YouTube channel, we had our Discord server, we had loads of fun. It was really funny. I had this series called the Voice Chat Experience, where I would record a conversation that I'd have for an hour. That's where my interview with Adam Martin happened. I might even upload that, but I might have to ask him. I don't know. So it was great. I uploaded some compilations of my old videos, which gained thousands of views, which kind of boosted me up during this kind of hiatus period from February 2023 to, I think it was July. And I planned, I'm going to come back in July with a new branding, much more professional. The tone's going to be slightly different. And I dropped little teasers of what the new branding was going to be. I'm going to put the new branding on the screen and everything so you can see it. Basically, I just wanted all my subscribers to be very excited. And I put out 2 videos in July with the new branding, fresh reboot, fresh start, and I panicked. I had lost my mind. I was staying up all night doing these videos. I don't know why I was staying up all night. I didn't need to. My mental health certainly wasn't in a great place at that point. I have no idea why. But the main thing bugging me was that all this time I was kind of living my life at school with my real life friends who I communicated with, and also I was living my life on the internet, on YouTube and other platforms with the community that I built up there. And I wasn't comfortable with that, with nobody from my real life knowing that I had this platform that I had built up. So I panicked, and in a very controversial move, which I sort of regret, I unlisted all my videos, deleted the branding, deleted my Discord server, I think, that I had all my community on. It's right, because we have a new one now. It's fine. And everyone was kind of mad at me for it, because I had gone for all this time, I'd gone for all these weeks, I'd built up this grand return, this new reboot, this fresh new brand, everything's going to be really entertaining and fun, and I'd come back for a couple of weeks and then it's gone. I can see why that might have been a little bit infuriating for some people. And I think also the other thing is it's such a niche topic. It's such kind of like an autistic special interest, you know, that I was making videos about. And I didn't want, if people found out, they would have taken the piss. I don't think they would have, but that's what I thought would have happened. People would have just gone, yeah, this is just incredibly just, I don't know what they would have said about it. Probably nothing. They probably would have been completely supportive, but I had fears. I had fears about the kind of content I was creating. What if it got out there, you know? What if people saw my old videos, and my old videos from mid to late 2021 and even early 2022 were really, I mean, I say my really early content, this kind of content, the Hux Studios content that I mentioned earlier, I mentioned that was crappy. To be fair, my early Hux Media videos, they were awful as well. I watch them back from time to time now, and Jesus Christ, my voice is awful. My voice is incredibly squeaky for a 14-year-old. You know, a lot of my voice sounded awful. It was so high-pitched, unbelievably high-pitched. And it freaks me out when I rewatch these videos now. And you could just tell it was made by a kid, but not a 14-year-old. They looked like they'd been made by a 10-year-old, you know? So that was part of my panic. And for several months, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I had this YouTube channel that I had built up. Mind you, on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in order to be monetized. I had a little bit over 700 subscribers and I had almost 4,000 hours of watch time. So I was almost there. If I kept at the rate that I was going, I would have been able to monetize my videos at this point 2 years ago, you know? So I'm really regretting that. And what I wish I could have done is carried on with my content, made it more professional, maybe rebranded it to the point when, like, of this channel, just called it Hux and have the kind of branding that I have now. Make it myself, make it slightly edgier, make it slightly more mature, make it more, you know, and just have a channel that I didn't secretly feel embarrassed by, even though it was doing really well and it was very successful. Because it was pretty successful, and it grew really fast in the latter half of 2022. Even early 2023, it was doing all right. I was doing consistent weekly uploads. So I do regret it in retrospect, but there's no going back. We can't just go back and do it again, because I'm at a position now where I've created this channel, I've built up a bit, there's no going back. So the only way now is to just do as much as I can on this channel and hope for the best. So for a while I had no channel, no motivation. It kind of left my mind a bit. But in very late 2023, December 2023, I had an idea for a video, and that was my first video on this channel, the Black Mirror video. How Black Mirror is Black Mirror, what was it called? What is defining Black Mirror? There it was, defining Black Mirror. So I planned that video from late 2023, finally released it on March 2024 with this new channel. And I literally, with this channel, to avoid kind of the complications that existed with my previous channel, I decided to literally write a constitution for this channel. Let me find it. Okay, So, the Hux 2006 channel constitution. This channel must not have a fixed regular upload schedule at any point. I think this was to avoid burnout or just avoid me having to meet a deadline for a video. An upload date cannot be decided for a video until the video is in question, has finished the editing process and is ready to be uploaded. I have kind of cheated on that rule, but you know, it's fine. This channel must be shared and regarded as common knowledge amongst people to whom Hux is close with. I don't know why I wrote it like that. This was written in early 2024, and the reason I put that in is because I wanted to avoid the trap that I had put myself in with the previous channel, in which nobody from my actual life, because I had suddenly stopped being a massive introvert and started to have an actual social life in mid-2023 when the channel, you know, had its break, and I came back and I was in a completely different position to what I was before. I wanted to avoid that. So from the very start of this channel, I was like, I'm going to tell everyone, I'm going to advertise it everywhere on my social media, everyone's going to know about it. And yeah, this channel should be advertised on my social media. This channel should deviate from the traditional TV history style, obviously, because I had kind of issues with that very specific niche content. This channel should not be too professional. No logos, fancy channel banners, or intros or outros. This was to, like, yeah, I just want to keep the kind of very low-key, not professional style that I had going. I think it's a nice vibe. So, hey. Oh. And that's it. So, and then ever since then, everything's been okay. I mean, you know, obviously I have been releasing I've been releasing content less frequently, obviously. Like, it started out with about a video every month, and it started to be a video every couple of few months. I took like a big gap. I took a big gap between September 2024 and February 2025. I think that's just because I had no video ideas. And I think the reason I have very little video ideas is because, and this is something I didn't list in the big document that I just read, was because it has to be an original piece of content that nobody's ever talked about before. Obviously, with certain topics, people have talked about them before, but I always put my spin on it, my kind of analysis on it. Like, for example, my Lost Media video, which is my most successful video. I'm very proud of it. People have talked about that loads on YouTube before, but I specifically was talking about my experience searching for it as opposed to just the history regarding that piece of media. Now, am I going to call myself a genius or like, you know, oh my God, I found this original way to talk about specific content? No, I'm just saying I have to find a way to talk about it which hasn't been done before. You know, or ideally I'd find a piece of media or content or any topic which exists that hasn't been talked about before, at least not massively. It has to be something, so that's the first thing. The second thing is it has to be something which I can write a massive script about and something which I have enough interest in to be able to talk about for at least, well, at least 6 minutes, right? I'd like videos to be ideally over 10 minutes in length. I think if they're anything shorter than that, I kind of don't like it, which is why I don't especially like my Olympics video, which is really short. But I mean, yeah, I forgot what the third piece of criteria was. I think it was just like something original, something that has enough information for me to be able to talk about for a certain amount of time, and also something I'm interested in. There we go. I kind of conflated the other two. But yeah, I mean, this channel so far has been fine. I've had no issues with it. Maybe I would like the actual content and the editing and the audio itself to be more high quality, but I kind of like that kind of scruffy homemade feel to it, and I hope you realise that that's what I'm going for, as opposed to it's just, oh, he can't be bothered to get good equipment or anything. No, that's not what I'm going for at all. And as for the future, if I go back to my notes, I have no idea what it's going to hold. I think I'm going to just carry on with this content. I mean, this channel's been going on for longer than the Hux Media channel has been going on for, which is insane to me because I've only uploaded, what, 11 videos, 10 proper videos on this channel? And on the other channel, I had like 100. But they were all little crap videos. And, you know, I feel better about this channel than I have felt about my previous one, even though it was more successful. But, you know, I mean, the Boards of Canada video I did has reached 3.1 thousand views, which is amazing. So I hope that carries on. I have been doing a little bit of a couple experimental live streams just to see like how many people actually engage with live streams. Turns out not a lot, but when I gain more subscribers in the future, I am going to do more live streams because I want to build up a little inner circle, a little community like I had before. But not a parasocial community. Don't think you know me, because you don't. Unless you do know me from real life. So there we are. I was going to talk about the future, wasn't I? I have no ideas at the moment. I have no ideas that meet the 3 criteria. If you want to suggest ideas, please do. Please. I might just record and edit like 4 videos in a row and then release them in a batch. In a big batch. Like 1 every month. Maybe I've already filmed 4 videos that you don't know about, that I'm going to release in April, May, June, July. Who knows? I haven't. I have no ideas. I really did. I tried writing the script for a video. It was about politics, but it didn't meet, it met 2 criteria. It was original, it was something I was interested in, but it didn't meet number 2, which was I didn't have enough stuff to talk about that would last the length of a video. And this is the only video idea I have so far for this year, which is just me talking to the camera about my bloody history on this site. So yeah, I hope this has been interesting, at least somewhat. I really hope this hasn't been boring. I don't know what, I hope you care about me. I don't expect you to, but I hope this has filled half an hour of your life. So, thanks. And here's to another 5 years on YouTube. Hopefully a less stressful 5 years and a more successful 5 years.